Hey, Carrie here. I was thinking about this week's end activities. Saturday, my wife and I went out to our farmer's market, and I need to share with you why we're doing this and how you can beat Zillow at their own game by capturing the people who are moving to your community before Zillow gets a hold of them. So at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you how you can become the buyer's agent of choice for out-of-town folks coming to your community. Okay, here's the deal. Over the years, I've recognized that I show up for every showing of my house, and I recognize that a lot of the people show up on the driveway and they meet their realtor for the first time on that driveway. So that tells me they got their connection through a real estate portal. They have no relationship with the people or with the agent, and I've puzzled myself as to how am I going to get in between Zillow and these buyers. And so I thought about what my wife and I did when we found out we were moving to Birmingham, Alabama. She went to the library and she looked up Birmingham and learned as much as she could about it. And we packed up and moved down here. So I asked myself, if we were doing that now, how would that be different? And the answer was we'd go to the internet. We'd go to Google, we'd Google on Birmingham, then we'd go to YouTube and we'd Google Birmingham, and we'd Google things like Birmingham schools, Birmingham restaurants, Birmingham entertainment, economy, activities, neighborhoods, food. And we'd try to learn as much as we could about Birmingham before we moved here. So what I'm suggesting to you is do what I'm doing. Create a YouTube channel. I'm not going to go into the details of how you create a YouTube channel. You can Google that. You can go to YouTube. They'll teach you how to do it. But I think you need to think about the first thing is what is your title? If I'm you, I'm going to use my city name and I'm going to say best of Birmingham homes. And that's what I would use if I were doing it over. So if you live in Paducah, Kentucky, use best of Paducah homes as your title. Now, every Saturday, you and your spouse find a reason to go explore your city. This Saturday, my wife and I went to Pepper Place. Pepper Place is what used to be a warehouse area that has been converted into a very trendy restaurant. Has a very, very high class interior decorating, furniture, this sort of thing. And every Saturday they turn their parking lot into a farmer's market. And people come from all over the state to sell their produce, their cheese, their fruits, their vegetables, whatever, and crafts. And over the years, it has grown to a phenomena. It gets probably thousands of people every Saturday between 7 a.m. and noon. They even have a chef's table where they invite a chef in and he does some cooking. So we went there with the purpose of getting the ingredients for our Sunday dinner. And our Sunday dinner was going to be an heirloom salad. And this is one of my favorite vendors. It's where I buy my heirloom tomatoes so I can make my heirloom tomato salad. And you'll see that later this weekend as I make it for us. And so I went around and I videoed the farmer's market, the Pepper Place market, and I gathered my tomatoes, my heirloom tomatoes. I gathered some asparagus. I then gathered some blackberries and a few other, and some goat cheese. And so I walked people through that and exposed that, and that's going to go on my YouTube channel. In fact, I then prepared the salad that evening or the next day, and I showed it on the YouTube channel. And I will distribute that then under my heading, and my headline will be, and my the category is moving to Birmingham. So I am building a inventory of videos that will show up if someone types moving to Birmingham or relocating to Birmingham or Birmingham food. And then next week, we'll do another one. Every weekend, we're going to go someplace. Next week, we're going to go to Slosh Furnace. Slosh Furnace is a closed furnace where they used to smelt iron ore and turn it into steel. And it's become something of a downtown attraction. A new microbrewery called, I think, the Lost 40 Acres or something like that has just opened adjacent to it. So we'll tour Slosh Furnace, and then we'll go to the microbrewery and have lunch. And I'll record the whole thing on a video, and then I'll post it with under the main title of Best of U.S. Homes and Moving to Birmingham. So my goal is to get in front of Zillow, to say, hey, this guy knows a lot about Birmingham. He's done a lot. I've watched a couple of his videos. Rather than contact that premier agent that we know nothing about, let's contact Kerry. Let's see what he's all about. Now, also in that section of moving to Birmingham, they're going to find every one of the homes that I do a walk and talk video on. And I do a walk and talk video on every one of my listings. So in addition to the deal on the Pepper Place, the deal on the schools, the deal on the restaurants, they're going to see me showing homes in Birmingham. I think I can beat Zillow. I think I can actually get my phone to ring. In fact, it did just this last week. A couple moving from Texas, wanting a house on a lake, and I've got two of them, and they wanted to see them. Where did they find me? On YouTube. So build yourself a YouTube channel and get yourself set up as the moving to Paducah, Kentucky, or wherever you're from, expert, and beat Zillow at their own game. Okay, I think this is some valuable content. I come up with these kind of ideas and I want to share them with you. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell so that you're, in fact, notified every time I make a video. And then go to my website where I'm building a tribe of the best agents in the United States. And it's called Best of U.S. Agents. And there I'm going to, you're going to subscribe to a free training class or course that I have, where I will email you written materials that I use for snail mail, that I use for email, and some of the written material that I put together that I think could be valuable to you. I'll send it to you. And what I would hope is somewhere along the line, you'll have an idea, you'll share it with me, and we'll explore it together, and we'll all grow and become better real estate agents. The world is such that if you want to really succeed at something, you need to ask for help from other people. But then in exchange, you need to give help. And so that's what I'm trying to build, is a tribe of people that share their knowledge, share their experience. And then in that same vein, I've written a book. This is my book, Supercharge Your Real Estate Sales Using Cutting Edge Social Media Strategies. And then down here, it says plus the future of the real estate, the residential real estate markets, and how you can prepare and profit from the coming changes. I can't emphasize enough how I believe this industry is going to change. I was in the securities industry for quite a few years. In 1990, I was asked to do a trade for $100,000 worth of stock. And I charged a 1.25% commission because that's what the industry did. Today, if you do that same trade, you can do it for $5. That's where the real estate industry is going to go. And if you don't believe it, go try to find a stockbroker. There aren't any. They're all now financial advisors. Go try to find a Merrill Lynch office. They don't exist. With the crash, Merrill Lynch was acquired by Bank of America, and just within the last 60 days, Merrill Lynch was dropped from the names used by Bank of America. They now have a wealth management group called Merrill, but there is no such thing as a stockbroker anymore. If you don't believe me, do a little research. There is no such thing as a stockbroker anymore. They're financial advisors. You're going to need to become a real estate advisor. You're going to need to become an expert in your industry. You're not just going to be processing. You're not going to be listing a house, selling it in 3 days, and collecting a 5-6% commission. It's not going to happen. Zillow is going to take it away, and if it's not Zillow, it's somebody else. So become an expert. Become the guy that the smart people or the gal come to in your community for real estate advice. Okay, build yourself a YouTube channel. It is the communication of the future, and that's where you need to be. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and push me up in the ratings, and then also come to bestofusagents.com and join our tribe of growing and surviving real estate agents. Great talking to you. Have a great week.